Hi everyone, welcome to our third episode of Mind Over Matters podcast. Today I'm joined in studio by Branson Omadi, like we've been doing the previous episodes. My name is Kitumile Molekwa.
Dumelang, ke ena Brian S. Kitumile Abuletsi. So, mo our third episode ya Mind Over Matter. So, Kitumile, a man, a lot of things he did during the week. Wait, like, o ka re fa topic re ka bola kae?
Yo, like today I came here, I'm not okay. I'm very sad. I'm coming from home, Hammanskraal. As you know that I'm coming from Hammanskraal. We have an ongoing case or a tragic that occurred over the weekend between the 9th and the 10th of May 2026, where we woke up to the news of a policeman by the name of Amo, who happened to shoot or murdered his girlfriend and then later on committed suicide. So today, ke nagana gore topic ya today re bolele especially focusing on our law enforcement. Why is it so easy for them to use their firearms whenever conflict occurs, especially in their relationships? Why is it so easy for them to take the gun and kill the next person? And what can the justice do? What can the authorities do to fight that? Because this has been going on for quite some time and it's a very sad thing, that now it's happening, especially to the youngsters, to the newly diagnosed police officers. They're still continuing with the culture. So yeah.
And how bolela so on khopotsa the other incident the salary shooter ka mo Slovo some years back le on ile le podisa a bolaile girlfriend ya hae a mo thuntshitse, and it was terrible even for the family tsa itlwisa botlhoko, like because of those people na re itse lore ba family na itse lore ba ratana ba sa itse gore behind gore ba tsama byang, but bona na ile maphodisa ba le two. So I think ke lotse lore santse re di lebeleng because of I don't know gore why maphodisa ba bolayana, and then in most cases ha ba bolaya di partner tsa bona o ka lore ba berekisa I'm not aware gore maybe ba berekisa dithunya tsa bona or ba neng di second guns tse lore maybe ba di owner. So and there's another one ya sale ya tsala e ne itse ke mosadi mo extension 4 a bolaya monna wa hae. So like this thing I feel I ke itse ba kra di counseling maphodisa or ba ne di workshop mo le reng ba tlhalosetsa gore how le phodisa re deala so cause ke maphodisa mantši ba le reng ba mo GBV and o kra ba tsela dithunya after some time ba fa tsona back. So I don't know gore are they getting any counseling from work go ne matsatsi a ma specific mo le reng ba khono ba tseya ba botse gore this week ke counseling re ruta ka di family, and I think hape gore ba ruta ka those things since ba be le di partner tsa bona is ka ba bona fela because of bona ba bereka government ba be le di partner tsa bona ba khono itse gore ba ne di issues tsa bona, like the relationship tsa bona di tsamaya byang, and then at least ha ne partner mo pela another partner o khono tlhalosa gore this guy hanwile o so o reacta so. I think that will work.
It's Brian. It's a very conflicting one, this one, because according to my understanding, I think they do go through psychometric tests when you start, before you can be appointed, before you can be approved to join to join that and to take that responsibility. So I'm not too sure about what goes on when the person is already working, because the psychometric test that I'm talking about, I know that it happens before you start working. They evaluate you, they check if you're mentally fit to take that responsibility. However, the question is, what happens? And I think, this topic can be nice if maybe we get an opportunity to find maybe a police officer who works, and then Bartlalo says, what is it that happens inside when they get appointed, and also during their services, do they get such some psychological help or what? Because honestly, police officers are dealing with a lot. Our service, actually, I can just say our essential workers, the service providers, most of them, muso, and then, they go through a lot. They see a lot of things. Traumatized, they're also human beings. So ke nagana hore this topic e ka ba sharp thata when we have someone who has the relevant knowledge ya ka mahare to explain to the viewers, to explain to the people hore what is it that is done e leng hore ya background like support ke feng e ba kriyang while they are working, you know.
But I don't think hore ba fa di counseling tseo like as when o bolela or ba khono ba fa before ba bereka ha ba bereka. I don't know hore ba fa bona ba itsa bjang, because I know hore I remember now in my family sibilo sa kana le podisa, and like ke hotse ke nna go bona. So in most cases now go kra balwa and then we tsala lotse dintšha. I still remember last time selba mo tsela sthunya because nalo le my sister and usaka a chabela ka mokamoreng a te balance ka kore a pusha le batho ra ska khono di bula, and then a thuntsha mo pela le batho lela likely bulletela zangia metha imethile ifitile fela mo mohare. Then o tlile maphodisa obvious ba tla ba bantshi and then ba mo tsela sthunya, you know, all those things. But that's why I think it's better if maphodisa ba khono ba tsaba ba bya le di balekani ba bona for no, we are doing this counseling ba khono itse gore motho hai o reacta bjang, because remember ke tumile gore sthunya how swear you feel kare you are powerful wa itlhabanya o mo a tshwene sthunya o feel powerful. I can tell ke khono bona le ba di SBV nging ka ba bona mo di molo ka motho a swear o bona re this guy man o feel powerful wa itlhabanya even though I itse mereko high like it's at risk, but how o mo a tshwene sthunya o feel powerful. So I think gore ke ntsholo re ntse ba be able to both partners, and then ba khono ba guide gore so. And remember gore gona ni batho a re tshwane o mo le monga krang mereko o kra mereko ka like ya how some people ba kra mereko ka le fela that person was abusive from before I bile akabereka. That is why ne maphodisa a le matletse ka corruption because of o krile mereko antsa le corrupt, and obvious ba etsa di assess test tseo ba etsa you will play good because of unyaka mereko, but once o thoma o tloela pleke then o tlontsa bo wena wa ibona. So that is why this thing is a khono fela because of nna ke bona kare ko government ba lebeletse fela ba bereki ba bona. What about their partners? Are they checking up mo bona gore go tsamega bjang? Like go nne di psychologists tse dintsi tse loreng di marriage psychologists ba dilang ka di counseling wa bona mo loreng di partners sometimes ba khono go lebella gore mara motho o performa bjang. A go tswa le ngwana go sekolong o khono re he ngwana sa perform pila ba khono bitsa batswadi ba re no ngwana o itse ke ngwana ne bothata so le so le go me mmerekong gore ba khono itse gore gona le bothata mo di couples mo santse ba ba tsewa be fatshe ba le two, and then I think gore ba tlo kra gore what is what.
Yeah, I think that can work. You know, for them to be able to understand a person out of work, the true nature of a person, and also even if it's not a couple like the partner per se, because you see in this situation the guy was born in 2000. He's 26 years old now. And then the lady she was like 28. She was born in 1998. Okay. So you see, this person is not yet married. Probably didn't have, maybe he wants to get married to the lady. So the thing is now, if they bring a partner, they're going to bring this partner. Then after that, this one, maybe they break up, or maybe this partner does not understand him yet. Maybe we're just for 2 months, and then now, so that's why even the siblings, you know, the people that grew up with the person, maybe they need to to intervene to say, listen, this is your brother. He's been with you since you were born, and then can you please kindly explain the kind of person that he is, how you understand him. You understand? So I think something like that, maybe that can help, because right now the admission, the age, the person has to be between the ages of 20 something to between those people. Most of them, they are not yet married. You understand? They're still trying to find the relevant partner. So yeah, or maybe the family, you know, they have to do background checks from the family to say, this is your child, you've been with him for this long.
But remember, as Kamkuku tlhalosetsang gore he motho ha kra mmereko o thoma ile sweet konyana. Mostly ha o ka lebella maphodisa ba loreng di renke tsa bona di sale go tlase a se mankle ke mo loreng ba ka etsa dilo tse dintsi di wa kra utlwa di issue tsa gore o nyikilo tepolaya o nyikilo etsa eng, mara once a thoma a namelanyana mo direnkeng o kry-a maybe nene bo ma 5 years 10 years ke mo a thomang a tlwaelang pleke and ke mo bjanong a thomang e le gore o matured wa itlhalwanya so ke mo le rong hantši go ba le di-problems and I don't know because most of the time ba neng this thing ya gore ha se no a bolaya mosadi then le yena wa tepolaya like some of them they survive but o kry lore sometimes ngwana wa batho o a survive so now what is the government doing about it because of now o fetse bolela ka engwe lore ya tsahetse this around hona mo matsatsing so a ke itse mo e gore the guy o survivile or le yena o tepolaine.
Yeah, so they both passed on, you know. I'd like to send my condolences to the family of Noktula, you know, the lady, just, you know, that it was so tragic. It was just a tragedy. So unfortunately she succumbed, and also the guy passed on. Lena, he just lost his life in that whole incident. And while we are on it, Brian, while we're on it, we go back to the socials. As a person, I don't know your perspective on what I'm about to ask. The people by long they are mourning the lady, and the people by long they are mourning the guy. They are basically fighting. Why is it that the people who are mourning the guy, why is it that they're supposed to mourn him after whatever that it is that he did? And then those ones, they justify it's because he was also their loved one. So conflict. So I don't know, how do you feel as a community? Because now these people are coming from the same community. We know them equally. You know, most of them, maybe they had mutual friends. So now it's a conflict of who are you supposed to cry for in this instance?
I think re lebella gore ha re go the guy ke ena the perpetrator ngere na ile motho mo bjang go community wa itlhalwanya so gona ne batho ba bang go community wa ke le rena sna botho at all because of yena ke le phodisa santse le utlwe ka yena gore no yena wa bereka yena eng so iba difficult gore if lena no motho o la molela then people then will start to discriminate gore a bile motho na la abusive because ona ne maphodisa mang I know a lot of policemen ba le they were my friends o ka le na khono ba thangwanyana in public a motebise ka dithunya ka dikoloi bambya wa itlhalanya ka ba isa a misa skhweng a itsa eng wa ibona so people are watching you and like now if this thing ya itsahala ke taba tsore why are you feeling sympathy for this guy because of this guy na snabuto but if the guy nana lebuto and the girl was the one eloring maybe na cheater every time the guy maybe he did night shift tsa high the girl o kralo o ya mama wazing o ya kai wa ikhalwanya then leona iba difficult gore ba bang ba kwemela the guy so that's why it depend ka character ya motho gore motho o na le byang. So now we don't know gore character ya the guy na ile byang ya the lady na ile byang and what caused gore the guy a feletse a bolaya ngwanya le na tepolai.
Well, fortunately I do know the guy. He was a very nice person. I don't want to lie, like maybe that's why it's a shock to the community gore how did he end up, you know, doing that. Now when like the few times where I saw him or where I experienced him, he was just a guy. He was just a normal Kasi guy, you know, a typical Kasi guy, a nice guy who gets along with a lot of people. And according to my understanding, the girl was also a nice girl, you know. So now I'm also conflicted, or like if they are mourning for their son and that one the other family they are mourning for their daughter, and then the community baba conflicted, they don't know what to do. But in my own perspective, I'm against what he did. I'm strongly against what he did. And when they say that happy those people are hurt, so allow them to mourn him, my question is, when he did what he did he even think about them? There are people who loves me, and so they're going to get hurt. Like it goes back to that what was really happening in his mind, you know? And then I think because maybe they are out of their mind when they are shooting the other person, and then ha thoma a boa back to his consciousness, I realize, or this is what I did, then what panika o decide or somarlina, let me just end it. I think most of these cases maphodisa they are not premeditated. Understand? It happens. Then the next thing sets I ipona tshwere sethunya wa mothuntsha a itshole morago, then abu atithuntsha. You know.
I disagree with you because of batho ba plana jo. Boitse motho o khono planela ke tumile. Motho wa o khono planela wena jo o sa itse. That's why kere in this case a ke itse gore bona relationship ya bona na ile byang itse ke di family wa itlhalo. That is why o ka le rena hantsi rato itse di interview go di family just to know gore these people na ile batho ba byang. So we don't know the kind of people ba le na ile bona, and sepedi se re se bone thola boreledi teng ya bona ya baba wena wa ka lore the guy o meet a sweet guy, a nice person, mara mo the girl ya hae wa ka lore na ile abusive. So we don't know, but na I think gore motho a ka seno tseya sethunya ejo o ne ntshongwe wa itse o no tshwale ngwana ne wa bona ngwana monyane ha o ka mmotsa gore o ska tshwara ntshwe ya bolaya or o ska jumpa skontiri wa ntse mo ruta that thing ngwana monyane will know gore henka jumpa skontiri nga thula go dikoloi ha ke etsa that is why wa moruta wa ikala. So la o le motho mogolo you know gore ntshwe ke tshwereng sethunya, you know khalu thuntsa khalo ya di training khalo etsa wa itse this thing ya bolaya and wa itse gore henka thoma ka thuntsa this person o tloswa and le nna nka ti thuntsa ke tlhokofala. But now why are you doing it ilore like Joe, you are officer of the law, Joe. You are qualified. You are I belong maybe it's a massage. Why one Narkaro came Mosadi, maybe Munna Nabalo, Mosadi Astia Amutunta. We can say what a Kamkolang Hori, Kinsor Nesa, Nesa Naheniwa, Nesaitua. Marabano Yetara Komu Toloring is the owner of the firearm. Joe Motolon any licenses Tunya, who qualified to Unendi Batches about Podi, so then is a man in blue, Joe. So why I answer you is because of maybe opaletse go control the emotions tsa high. But now why how kwatile jo how le modi mutsung or no re lwa nna re kwata why monga sa tswa tsama o mong maybe a etsa so wa ikhalwane. So ha re le motho jo you have to have a self control. You must know gore ha ke etsa ntshwe so e wrong ke tumile no jo ke nna lwena. I know gore nka thoma ka re lwa ka o bethaka ka di face ka o bethaka di mpam o tlotswa di black eye. I know that why I'm still doing it. Then after that santse ke tekale ba bang ba shia bana ke sa itse ba shile bana ba nyane or ba bang motho o bola girlfriend a te polai and what about ngwana. So le nna I don't understand gore this thing e tlhaka he motho sala a tsaya selo a te polai ke moyo mobi o mo sebetse or o te poditse gore foko how fail and jo like if le rato la fela jo wa bona re mo o sa bereke ha jo why can't you let go gore jo let it go ho fedile jo. I mean I'm a nice guy ka bereka every month ka hola I know re go crash someone. So problem ko reng ke gore motho iputse reng ka ntle o nga se khole ke crash someone and then rather we or ngwanyana o if now the girl o decide gore na wa tsama it means for ana motho tlo mo kreang. So it's I rather ke molai and le negative polai. So you see where there's a lot of things still rumba di nahana ko minding wa bona until ba etsa that thing.
Yeah, so alright, it can probably be premeditated because yeah ka mkhobolelang gore motho wa khono nna mofatshe I plan or I'm going to do this and that. So Brian, it's very sad. It's really a topic now. Like everyone is just confused. Man, these people were full of life. Why would he take such a decision? It's a sad one. It's a sad one, and unfortunately, the people who had the right answers are no longer there.
And yet again, now somehow I blame our government. Our government, we know government they do their things privately, but as now suggested already I wish we can get a policeman a re tlhalosetse this thing o tlokra ha thoma o ba khopela botsorno rena ra dumelo ba mo di camereng a ra dumelo bolela ka di kamela wa itlhalanya ke rabia. So dilo tsa bona ba ditsa undercover mo iloreng batho ba le ba shola ka mohare because of ba palla go bolela mo di camereng ba palla cause ka mkhobolang I mean it's I ke itse ke le ka bona show ya maphodisa ba ile polisa le bolela ka mmereko. They will never do that because of their protocol. So you see what our government ba limita these people, because of sometimes Joe, it's not like or mathata how a tlotswa fela ko mmerekong ba o tliseditse psychologist or engwena then a tlotswa. Even Joe o ka ya ko podcasting e nngwe wa bolela wa botla wa ba relieved wa itlhalanya, but because of our government ba limited these things then e ba boima. So it means this thing will continue. It means our sisters, our brothers ba tlo tlhokofala ka dithunya ba bola ke balekane ba bona because of this thing I control it.
And it surprises me because sometimes, there's Nurse Dexter Jabune. So this guy is a nurse, he's a professional nurse, but he has a platform where he also gives education about health. Well, skin nurse. Not necessarily when we have a police officer atla or abulela ka dilo tse ba di facing o tshwantse a disclose the cases about or mabitso about just to be generic, you understand, to allow the public to understand this is what's going on, in the law, this is what's going on, there's the test that we get, this the relevant training that we get. Not how we want them to disclose information about the cases and name people and shame. We're not about that. We know there's what we call confidentiality, but I think just the general knowledge and education so that the youngsters that are coming, there's what we call career expo. When you have a policeman, when they talk about the tests and everything, a child, a matriculant or a high school student can decide, okay, now this thing is not going to be for me because of my character. But if they don't get that information, they end up just because they're not accepted go university, then not knowing what kind of a character you're supposed to have for you to qualify or to be a person, like a relevant candidate for that position, you understand? So if that thing, education, like those career expos baka for information like this is the reality, what they give them on the book to say read this and go educate the kids. They have to talk about the reality of what is going on inside.
Wait, fact, but dilo tse dintsi di boleile ke di qualification wa bona ke tumile go na ni experience go na le qualification ne. So wa bona if silo o se tsena because of wena your experience for sona and then nonzo serata in I think that thing ke yone berekang. But ya gore wena o ilo studies because of unyaka mmereko then I bereki wa a gitswa ntlhanyana like now jo nna ke hotse ke rata camera and everything. Even now I still have love for the camera. I'm still on camera and I'm dreaming big ka camera. So it shows what this thing I rata and I like I experience aketsa in wa ikhala mara some people they went to school gore motho a ilo studies camera, film making and what even now banze ka qualification motho ka tsile phone jo are no let me do a content, let me do a documentary, let me do that why ikhala because of that thing jo we editse because of nananyoko netfela anu ba qualified and maybe nakla krame mmereko go di SABC or what unfortunately maybe car no mmereko is scarce mara if silo wa serata whether like it or not o tloba good for sona. So I'm referring to maybe maphodisa if wena o hotsontsho rata bo phodisa o nyoko change lefatse o nyoko etsa then how hola jo ka se tshotso o ka se gale ka dithunya o ka se skimi maginza o ka se like di dokete tsa batho ka se etsing because of kintsoro nantso we rata no I want to be different wa ibona. So I think gore somehow this thing ke yone etsang gore batho ba latlhege cause motho o ya ko Sitting College or ko di university a etse course or ko bophodiseng ba mmitse mara a qualify
physically
wa ikhalwanya but wa ka lore mentally and everything nice ntsho ya hae. So motho ke tsetsa ra jo a pereke jo mona wa le bizu wa le bizu nyoko lukisa law and order mona go senyile age because of that thing is
it's not in them.
Yes, so maybe if esrebolela gore ko mmereko man if haba batho ba ka nentse ba lebella unfortunately motho a signile contract o signile if ba mo signile permanent ba buimoro ba re no ro busetsa hae so wa bona re ba buimalo tse bana gore di fetsile.
No, that's true. That's true, Brian. Like, I think those are some of the things that our government, but once they revisit, they have to revisit such things, and then by the amendments based on the cases that we have, based on the reality, because there's a difference between between what we call theory and practicals.
True.
So it's easy for you to give someone a book to say, read, this is the theory, but it's difficult maybe now to start applying that theory practically, you understand? So they have to go back and revisit, and then what amendments can we make in our selection criteria when we selecting the people, the officers of the law, the people who are going to serve the country, you understand? So yeah, Brian, it's a very sad one. I think maybe we can also get engagement from our viewers to what is it that they think is going on in the SAPS, in the SANDF, all those bodies the government is failing its employees.
No, I think it's all more. And again, because this thing is continuously, chumia how obolele musadi, but after a few years, we're not happy over another thing. So we don't know how to kill because those things are weapons. Those things that are dangerous.
So
and
dangerous.
Somehow we don't know how to
like you said, it gives them, the bafila like that power.
That power.
Now, no like medi if it goes back to there, no maybe I can tell like a tourist tunya. So it's also a mentality, pride, ego, or na ke police. Kita tell like digente honema no otama I don't nalele paralleling and nako mona tamale that bara kinalis tunya.
So I rather give more end. Yeah, huima. But I think someday the tune will change. Right. We don't know when, but we'll keep on talking and let's only nothing in change. Dipalla mushu but they've got rights, constitutional rights and all the power. So but we'll keep on talking somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
Maphelo a bang a tlo change. So yeah, guys, ke Branson wa madi ke na le ke tumile molekwa from Hammanskraal or join la re Brian wetse ke ntjo ke rata mmereko wa hao ke bereka lo wena buti go tshwara ka loops. So go bontsho lena o na le that passion ya this thing, and I like your stamina and keep on doing the good job. Le ko Hammanskraal keep on doing the good job, and yeah. Then I think our podcast it continue, guys.
Yeah, please engage, and then may comment and advise what is it that we can do. And guys, we are open. Kasi Lifestyle is open. Brian's phone is always open. If you feel like you have something very informative elong ka thusa community, please don't hesitate. You can contact Brian and then contact Kasi Lifestyle, and then we make arrangements. You come join us in studio. We speak, we talk.
Yeah.
If you have an educational talk that you want to do based on especially the issues at GBV, please don't hesitate. Our door is open. We need more engagement.
Hola.